Live with yours Peels and courtesy of 3dprint.com. So today we've got a number of news items for you, and the first one is, well, it comes out of a corner that has not been really well documented. Not a lot of stuff has been going on. This is a Helsinki-based startup. So first off, it's nice because we see a lot of health startups from Europe, mainly kind of Germany and the countries around it. And we have not seen a lot of entrepreneurial activity from Finland. So this is a Finnish startup called Curify, and it's going to try to crack the automated pill making market using 3D printing. So it's tackling 3D drug printing in hospitals, veterinary facilities, and compounders. It's got 3.5 million in seed funding, and it's trying to do medicine as a service. So it's trying to also change release kinetics and doses and individualized doses, right? It's doing what I think is quite unique is doing veterinary, right? Now, what's really, really exciting on the go-to-market is that it's targeting compounders. So there's two other companies in this space, essentially. It's FabRx and Craft Health. And FabRx is going like more of the lab approach, and Craft Health is going to focusing more on nutrition and also kind of selling to big medical companies. Now, what Curify Labs is doing is it's trying to sell to compounding pharmacies or compounders. Um, these are, and they're really targeting redefining compounding some of this. Compounders are often very small companies. They're very local, and they compound medicine for like maybe the city of Boston, or maybe even South Boston, or a bigger area. Or there could be dozens of them in a city. It really depends on what country you're in. This is very competitive, relatively low margin business. It's a relatively messy end of the whole medical things when we compare it to what the large pharmaceuticals do, but there are thousands of them worldwide. So on the another thing is that these guys are usually working with a lot of manual processes and a lot of people running around actually making pills or dosing medicines or packaging individual doses. So their whole mission to redefine this ragtag compounding market is I think financially a very sound one, because it's a big market. It's a great approach to target this market. If you look at what Spiriton is doing, Spiriton is the first 3D printed medicine. That whole path to getting approval and stuff like that is very expensive. It takes a very long time. But here they're saying, look, we can save you time on the compounding. They say as much as 79% of the labor. We have integrated quality control. We use less material, which of course goes straight to the bottom line for these guys. And then another thing they have is they have pets. So they're targeting pets, which of course is like pet pharmacies, if you will. And that, of course, is a even less regulatory tight market. It seems like the guys Curify Labs are off to something pretty aggressive, pretty good start. I think the time to market and the lead this will give them, and the possible distribution and inevitability this will give them is it's quite it could be quite considerable. And here's a picture of them. The picture you're looking at, by the way, is a pharmacy or pet pharmacy essentially that use them. And I did not until this very moment even realize that there were pet pharmacies and pet compounders. So it's good to know. And I think it's a wonderful market. And they're great to see a lot more competition in this space. The next thing we're looking at today is Bambulabs. Now, Bambulabs has made quite the impact. They're one of the most talked about 3D printers, all of actually with Carbon. The Carbon system, Carbon X1, whatever, has had a Kickstarter, which was incredibly successful. And I don't know, all the people on the desktop, for half a year or something, did not stop talking about that thing. Now, it's essentially using everything in the kitchen sink printer. Now, the first orders have started shipping. The first things are coming to friends of mine, at least. They seem to be very encouraged. And then Carbon, rather than wait, which I would counsel them like wait, see how people respond, see how there are errors in your printer, maybe get some time to beef up your customer service, get some feedback. Nope, the Bambulabs guys, who are all really experienced engineering teams, all coming from DJI, the company that essentially in this crazy spread out marketplace for drones ended up winning the drone wars essentially by becoming the biggest by far company in consumer drones. All these experienced engineers are essentially trying to go for another printer, the P1P. And the P1P has a price of $700, and that is a very low price indeed. It's a little bit above or double, I guess, what you can get for your cheapest printer, but it's an amount of money that a lot of people in our market are comfortable to pay. This is a Core XY printer that has reportedly a 2,000 No, I still don't know if it's a typo. It's like 20,000 or something millimeters per second movement speed and a 500 millimeters per second print speed, which would be incredible. Core XY, and it's got a lot of really nice features, and it seems really solid and a really solid offering at that price. And it's got also kind of like a way for you to add things like tools and sticky things and prints and all sorts of stuff to the face of the printer, which is quite a unique idea, which I really like, which can also be really helpful to putting all sorts of accessories and fill in spools and tools and all that and placing them there. And this just seems like it's a killer printer for the price. I mean, if this kind of like semi delivers on the good print results and semi delivers on the results, then I think it's going to be a hugely disruptive printer, hugely disruptive system. Now, the next one is that Shell has printed a Micromixer. Shell has used Inconel 718 on M-line concept laser from GE to print a Micromixer. Now, a Micromixer is, well, you can see it pretty well from the cross section here. Also is a hydrogen oxygen burner in the oil and gas context, but a Micromixer essentially is a very complex device that mixes fluids. It could be used in chemical processing, oil and gas, or in all kinds of chemistry, chemical factories and stuff like that. Now, the thing is that these things have to work in I don't know if you've ever seen a chemical plant or a picture of one, but they have to work within the confines of these often really convoluted, twisty-turny kind of chemical facilities. So the idea of reducing the mass of this component and optimizing it is, of course, very exciting. Now, they've also changed the design of this thing, and they've moved a curve structure to make a new high-strength curve structure that could be much more efficient than other micromixers. So I love this as an application. This is something a lot of people are considering, and I think it could be a truly exciting application for 3D printing generally. So thank you very much. This is another edition of 3D Printing News Unpeeled, and thank you for listening in. My name is Joris Fields. Have a great day.